In the absence of strong supranational and intergovernmental decision-making structures, it was difficult to advance the more intangible barriers to the free movement of goods, services, capital, and labor, such as professional standard, regulation, persistent protectionism, and of course, divergent tax regimes. The oil shocks of 1973 reinforced protectionist attitudes where they survived. The result was that during the 1970s and early 80s, growth in the member states of the European Community began to seriously lag behind that of international competition. Therefore, to alleviate the aforementioned, it's proposed to establish a single market with a fixed objective of establishment on December 31st, 1992. But what's a single market? What are we talking about? It's a trade bloc in which most trade barriers are eliminated with some common policies on product regulation and freedom of movement of production, factors, and services. The objective is that the movement of capital, labor, goods, and services between the members of the community is as easy as within them. Physical, technical, and physical barriers are eliminated. Now, having understood the above, what is one of the main changes to be made to achieve the implementation of a single market in the European Economic Community? Citizens and businesses will not be able to reap the full benefits of the single market unless the Single Market Act and its priority actions are implemented quickly and boldly. This requires the full participation and support of all European institutions, member states, and stakeholders. In other words, it's necessary to endow the European institutions with greater political and economic power. In addition to that, it's important to establish standards for the health and safety of workers. It's important to establish strategies for research and technological development, and it's important to create policies designed to protect the environment and building a cohesive and harmonious economy. Sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? Therefore, let's see the arguments in favor of the Single Market Act. Even though Europe is full of diverse cultures, but the nations of the European Community share common values. They are at the forefront of defending human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. They also represent market economies with a strong social safety net. They support also pluralistic and secular society. Despite their diversity, European nations are each other's closest friends and allies. On the other hand, the creation of a single market that can in the future unite more than 500 million people can forge the largest commercial area in the world. Trade between the nations of the European Community can triple since the launch of the single market to almost 4.5 trillion a year. The community can benefit from free tariff access. Consumers have a wide variety of options and good prices. Workers also can move freely. Common standards can protect workers' rights, prevent abuse of monopolies, and guarantee safer goods. On the other hand, for companies and for consumers, a single market is a competitive environment that makes it difficult for monopolies to exist. This means that inefficient companies will suffer a loss of market share and maybe have to close. However, efficient companies can benefit from economies of scale. Also, consumers benefit from the single market in the sense that the competitive environment brings them cheaper products, more efficient product providers, and also a greater variety of products and their quality. Furthermore, competing companies will innovate to create new products, another benefit for consumers. Finally, the single market plays an important role in increasing the prosperity of the nations involved in this area. For example, the single market can help the European Community to achieve annual GDP growth of 2.2% per year between 1992 and 2006. Although the benefits of a single European market are many, it's necessary to mention the arguments to be against this international treaty. One of those arguments is the economies of the European Economic Community are too diverse to be compressed together in a one-size-fits-all straitjacket. Other argument against this is European countries could work together in a flexible and free trade group of independent countries without having to hand over $130 billion each year for misuse. Some of the ones that are against the single market, they claim that this is just a huge waste of money. They also claim that the government would be better off keeping their money at home. I must say that to remedy these shortcomings, we must give the single market the opportunity to realize its full potential. To do this, a proactive and transversal strategy must be developed. This means ending market fragmentation and removing barriers and obstacles to the movement of services, innovation, and creativity. So now you know, and the decision is on your hands right now. Thank you for watching this video.